Hey folks, welcome back. And Citi landed the plane and they worked on today. So I got to show up and let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the Citi Strata Elite. We're going to talk about the Citi Strata card. We're going to talk about Citi's one-to-one transfer partnership on the Elite, the Prestige, and the Citi Strata Premier, which I think is a mistake, with American Airlines. So you can transfer your Citi thank you points one-to-one if you hold the Prestige, Elite, Strata Elite, or Strata Premier one-to-one with American Airlines. Let's jump into that. I think this is a mistake by American Airlines to allow this. I think if they had gotten Citi to just agree to the Strata Elite, he would have given Prestige cardholders and Premier cardholders a reason to either apply for the Strata Elite fresh, get new card signups, which would help Citi, wouldn't help American Airlines, but would help Citi, and by extension help American Airlines because you're putting it to that one card would have made significant sense in terms of driving signups, getting spend to that card, getting the transfer capability, and limiting the number of points that are going to get flooded over to American Airlines at any given point. Now, from a customer retention standpoint, I can understand why American gave up some leverage there and let Prestige and Premier cardholders move their points over one-to-one. I still don't think it was the best idea. Good job on Citi to get this done. I usually blame Citi for most of these things because reasons. Citi seems to always give up leverage whenever they can. So good on Citi for not losing leverage. But let's talk about the rest of it because yes, American one-to-one is great, but you've finally landed the plane. You've landed the plane into a mud field because now there are going to be two potential paths that folks can take with Citi. One is the lower annual fee or just going the American Airlines only path. The other is trying to convince people new to Citi to come into Citi. And I don't think there's a way to bridge the gap. The first option is a setup that would be the Citi Double Cash, the Citi Strata Premier, and at some point the American Executive Card. Now, the American Executive Card, you're making a huge trade-off because you're not getting Priority Pass lounges, but you are getting American Airlines Admirals Club membership. And if you fly American, and the only reason why you're going to jump into Citi is transferable points to American, it would make sense that your primary travel card would be the primary travel card for American Airlines, which would be the Executive Card, where you're getting a ton of points on American Airlines flights and nothing anywhere else, but you would use the Strata Premier and the Double Cash to kind of supplement those points, assuming the Double Cash will be allowed to continue pooling points with Strata. I'll come back to that in a little bit. So if you are a Citi card holder, your best bet would be, and you currently hold the Strata Premier, skip the Strata Elite. They've given you no reason to get the Strata Elite. I panned the Strata Elite last week, and the biggest difference is now they've got American Airlines as a redemption option. Good on Citi for that. I don't think if you hold the Strata Premier, you need to apply for the Strata Elite with the sole exception of getting the welcome offer and downgrading the year after. Priority Pass isn't that big of a deal. The Splurge credit is what it is. That's the easiest credit to use. The hotel credit requires a 2-night stay. May or may not get points depending on what style of hotel you're booking through the Citi Travel Portal. Typical hotel stay, you're not going to get points on the $300 or a night toward elite status or anything like that. But if you do their new Citi Reserve, then you could get nights added to your totals. We'll see. Citi Reserve also launched today. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on that. I'm going to do a follow-up video comparing the four major travel cards between the American Express Platinum, still the winner, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Capital One Venture X, still probably the best value play, and the Citi Strata Elite. It's where I fall between Strata Elite and the Sapphire Reserve that will I'll figure that out, but that's going to be another video. The other play that I mentioned would be a new to Citi play where the best cards that Citi has for a new player in the Citi ecosystem are the cards they just launched today. Strata Elite with a 80,000 point welcome offer on $4,000 in spend. Fantastic. 3 times dining, 1.5 base. You can always guarantee a base of 1.5%. And it's a jump ball between that and the no annual fee Double Cash. Now, in a world where Double Cash doesn't pool into Strata points, which may or may not be coming, it makes sense to guarantee the 1.5. Pair that with the Citi Strata card, which is a 30,000 point welcome offer on $1,000 in spend in 3 months. You get 3 times categories in gas EV charging, supermarkets, and a pick your own 3% category between live entertainment, select streaming, hair, beauty, salon, spa, and the fourth one was pet grooming. So pick that category. Those are all 3%. And then you've got the 1.5 base and the 3 times dining minimum on the Strata Elite. That's a pretty strong earning setup, honestly. Like when I was panning the Strata Elite, I didn't take Strata into consideration to help with those everyday categories. But it does make a certain amount of sense to pair those two cards together. Now, could you pair Strata Elite with the double cash? Yes. Again, this assumes the double cash pairs and will be able to pool into Strata. I don't see why they wouldn't, but I can also see why they would do that, because the higher earnings on the double cash and the custom cash will allow for potential breakage in time with getting points over. There's also the Citi thank you card that replaced the Sears thank you points earning card earlier this year. If that card still does like huge thank you point offers, spend $1,000 on online, get 10, 20,000 thank you points. That's going to be a problem. So we'll have to see what happens there, what happens with the rest of the lineup. The AT&T card is still out there earning thank you points. Whatever. If the non-Strata cards can pool into Strata with the thank you points because they're all the same currency, there may be issues with breakage. I doubt it, but I'm just putting that out there as a possibility. So Strata Elite has launched. I pan the card pretty heavily. I don't think it's that great a card, honestly. Thank you points are fine, whatever. Priority pass lounges, dime a dozen. Any card, lots of cards can get you priority pass with no problem. 2 guests is now the big selling feature of Strata Elite versus the Venture X. Big whoop. Because for what, $50 more, you could have 2 authorized users also get unlimited access to the lounges. I don't think that's a heavy play to be used to pull up on everyone. Okay. 4 Admirals Club passes. If you're heavily flying American Airlines already, wouldn't you want to get the Admirals Club access through the same annual fee on the American Airlines Executive World Elite MasterCard, which will become the American Airlines Executive World Legend MasterCard at some point, with a probable slight annual fee bump. Although having your co-brand card be more expensive than your personal card might be a little bit of an issue, so they probably tied themselves up into a bit of a knot there. But, okay, cool. So what does this mean? So, like, how does this play for Citi overall? I don't think that they've given current cardholders a reason to upgrade with Strata Elite. I don't think it's particularly so much of an upgrade over Strata Premier that it warrants being in your wallet long-term over Strata Premier, and it warrants anything more than a smash and grab, get the welcome offer, burn your 80,000 points, and then get rid of the card in year 2. I don't think it gives you enough value to continue on after the first year. If you're going to jump into Citi for the first time, it's a great card to jump in. You get the 80,000 points. You can pair it with the Citi Strata card, guarantee yourself a floor of 1.5, a number of 3% categories. You get 6% on flights booked through the portal, 12% on hotels and rentals booked through the portal. You could do okay. You're still not going to get significant value out of the card because you're giving up a couple of other things, and the hotel, I don't think the hotel credit is particularly strong. I don't think the edit credit on the Sapphire Reserve is particularly strong. A $300 general travel credit would have been better, especially with the easy to burn splurge credits. Black Lane was also a mistake. So I remain unconvinced that Strata Elite is a fantastic card. I will give that it is an okay-ish card, and pairing it with Strata would be good. And it getting American Airlines 1-to-1 is fantastic in terms of potential point value in redemptions, assuming American Airlines doesn't immediately devalue everything, which could still be very much on the table. So there's all of that. Now, is this a good setup? I don't think that you can rely on a multitude of cards. Right? It doesn't make sense to get the Strata if you have the Strata Premier. It doesn't make sense to get Strata Elite if you have the Strata Premier, because Strata Premier out-earns the Elite on most categories, and if you really need priority pass with Strata, holding Strata Premier, just buy it, because it would still be cheaper than paying the annual fee on Strata Elite. So I'm not sure the best play, but I can tell you that Strata Elite doesn't significantly alter the credit card landscape. Citi getting American Airlines is a huge deal, but Citi getting to put American Airlines one-to-one on Strata Premier is a bigger deal than Citi launching Strata Elite and getting American Airlines at one-to-one. If you're going to blind yourself to a Priority Pass, blind yourself to Priority Pass. You're not getting significant value there. If Admirals Club is the big thing, get the World Elite MasterCard from American Airlines, the executive, which is going to become a World Legend MasterCard at some point. Get the executive. You'll be far happier, and you'll get more than 4 passes. If you're going to value those passes at $79 pop, and you're just going to say, oh, but you get $320 in value by using the 4 passes. Okay, after those 4 passes are gone, they're gone. Where a membership is like $600 to $800 to get Admirals Club membership, assuming that you have status with American or not. And why not just pay the discounted rate and get the $595 annual fee card? Anyway, if Admirals Club is your big play, get the executive. If Priority Pass is your big play, for whatever reason, you could still do pretty well with pairing the Strata Premier with a Priority Pass membership at the highest level, which is like $463 a year. Elite still sticks out as a card that doesn't make sense in the Citi lineup for Citi users. Non-Citi users, those who are going to jump into Citi and start growing their point balances, makes a ton of sense to grab that card. Citi users, I still don't think you got enough of a reason to upgrade your cards or apply for the card aside from a smash and grab and keep the card long term. I don't think that's the case. So anyway, that's just my feeling on it. I'm going to have plenty of follow-up, I'm sure, over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. But Strata Elite is launched. Strata has launched. Citi has landed the plane into what I think is a mud field. And American Airlines and Citi are now one-to-one transfer partners, for better or for worse, with Strata Premier and Strata Elite and the old Prestige card. So we'll just have to see what happens, but that's going to do it for this one. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button down below. Check out the Stack Your Points podcast. We do that show on Monday nights. We release it on Wednesdays and Fridays. We do a live on Thursdays. So we're going to be talking about Strata, I'm sure, tomorrow night. And check out the pinned comment for ways to support me outside of YouTube. Greatly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.